Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video today, we are going to be looking at some of the worst things on FC24. Now, honestly, we could do hundreds of these, from very minor things to very big things. This video is going to focus on 5 bigger things. We're going to start with a few menu things, and then we'll get on to some gameplay ones as well. So, for this video, I'm going to do the worst things. Next one, I will do some of the best things about the game. You might disagree with some. Feel free to let me know in the comments what you think. And of course, let me know in the comments what some of the things in your opinion are the worst ones on the game. So for me, the first place I'm starting is the packs and pack weight. So in general, I'm putting them together. So the packs that EA have been putting in the store this year, I opened quite a lot of them at the start. A lot of these big untradeable ones. I'm not putting any more in. I'm not opening any more of these. If you look at them, a jumbo rare players pack right now, less than 1%. What does that mean? Does it mean 0.001? Does it mean 0.9? Right now, it's a 5.4% chance. So you need to open about 18, 19 jumbo rare players packs to get a Centurion player. Obviously, as well, that Centurion player is very likely to be one of the low ones. It's not going to be De Bruyne. So I can't even imagine what the chance of getting him is. But that's 1 in 18, we'll call it. Maybe 1 in 19. Let's call it 18 of those. That's 36,000 FIFA points. 36,000 FIFA points, if we look. Let's have a look what it says. That's £240. You are having to pay £240 worth just on these packs just to get an 84 Centurions player. That's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I can't comprehend how even bad that is. That pack weight is shocking, and that is what's led. And I just think these packs in general, so many untradables and duplicates, is killing the market a lot. A lot of people do have untradables, and then we get to the market. Let's look at just some pretty good gold cards. Why is it only showing Trailblazers on? Are you sick to death of getting out-teamed on FC24? Want that God squad you've always been dreaming of? Check out iggm.com today. The best and most reliable place to get coins for your ultimate team. Use the link in the description and code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out iggm.com today. Normal Son, 45k. Son is a fairly elite gold attacker, but there's a big gap between him and Mbappe. Mbappe is 2.7 mil. So to get Mbappe, you would have to pack Son 70 times, roughly. Son is very hard to pack. These really good cards, you rarely pack them. I got my most valuable pull this weekend league. I've had better pack luck than most as well this year. My most valuable pull this weekend league was 11,000 coins. I made a few 100k max from weekend league, maybe 250k. It would take me 10 weeks, so that's 20% of the cycle to afford a Mbappe. You should not be forced to trade on this game, in my opinion, to be able to get the best card in there. So that's the pack weight. That is ultimately a game-breaking thing for me. It's not hard to get a good team on this game, but it's impossible without ridiculous pack luck or lots of trading, which most people just don't want to do, to get a really good team. So, if we have a look now, if we look at the SBCs, that is the number 2 that I'm going at. The only good value SBCs, in my opinion, have been some of the icon ones. The icon upgrade, the hero upgrade, they're already outdated for a lot of people's teams. For a lot of new players, sure. I'm talking about this from my perspective as a more hardcore player. Not everyone is. I get that. But even then, just some of the upgrades they're doing, like, what is the point in these showdown cards? I just don't get that. The player picks, awful. Some of these options, the upgrades are bad. And then when it is a good card, like this Erda card, they didn't give him a 4-star weak foot. And it's 300 odd K. This Marta, pretty good. I'd have been interested in her. She's 10 times the price of Debinha. The player of the month's real good opportunity, in my opinion. Really good opportunity, in my opinion, to have a really good card and change it up. You could have given Son 5-star skills, but lowered his card maybe. You could have given Liao a different play style, different weak foot, things like that. I don't know. I just feel like SBCs in general have been a big miss so far in this game. Let me know what you guys think when it comes to SBCs, because I do see different opinions. But I mean, other than the icons, they've been pretty poor. And I'm stuck with a lot of fodder. I have a lot of fodder. It's very, very hard for me to do much when I open packs, even if I get a card, because it's duplicate a lot of the time. Got De Bruyne, Benzema, Casemiro, Ter Stegen, Rodri, Ruben Diaz. I could very easily do a pretty good SBC at this point. But they're just not releasing any. I have a lot of the high-rated fodder at this point. But I just need some actual SBCs. So maybe I'm a bit biased about the SBCs not being good. I generally reckon I've got somewhere around 5 to 700k of SBC. If they release a really good player, I'm set. But they're just not releasing them, so it's pretty disappointing at this point. Let's get into some actual gameplay ones, though, and talk a bit more about those. The third thing I want to talk about here is keepers. I genuinely think keepers are some of the most broken I've ever seen them. And this is a gap between they do crazy things and then they do ridiculously bad things. Here's an example here. By the way, this video is not me saying my keeper's always awful, the opponent's keeper's always the best. My keeper sometimes does great stuff, sometimes their keeper does, sometimes mine does awful stuff, sometimes theirs does. But it's just too game breaking at times. There's matches that are decided. You can play a lot better than someone, and you can lose because you hit shots that if you hit them in 9 out of 10 other games, they go in, and they hit a shot from 30 yards that goes down the middle of the net and your keeper just misses it. So keepers are so inconsistent. Inconsistent keepers is a big gameplay issue, in my opinion, at this point. So here, the touch here from Zico is embarrassing. I was using the lone Zico in my last game. The touch is ridiculous. That in itself is absolutely disgusting. But the keeping here, really, really good. So his keeper's nearly on the other side of the net. Gets across, tips around the post. That was crazy. Here, I think the fact the pass even gets through is ridiculous. This is what put my opponent 1-0 up. What on earth is my keeper doing here? That's 89 rated Alisson. This was my game to 18 wins. I lost a game this weekend because I lost on pens in one. I lost one where I put my squad battle team in, so I lost on pens in that one as well. And then this one was my last game to get 18, and this happens. What on earth are you supposed to do there? The pass should never get through, and then that's an 89 rated keeper. And then the final one, genuinely think this could be one of the worst clips you'll ever see just in terms of BS on FIFA. What are you supposed to do about this? No danger. That free ball's never working. What is my keeper doing? I ended up winning this game, but this put him 2-0 up. That just should never happen. And like I said, I probably could have found more clips over the weekend, but I think 3's enough. I'm not trying to say it's unfair against me, it's unfair against my opponent. The keeper's just so inconsistent in general. A lot of games ended up getting decided by that. It's not every game, obviously. Generally speaking, the better player will win. But you should never have a game where the AI keepers are just this inconsistent, in my opinion. That is a major issue right now. Fourth thing that I want to talk about is gameplay. And by gameplay, I don't mean, I'm not talking about how do I word it? I'm not talking about just gameplay in general. I'm talking about the state of gameplay in terms of delay, slow, fast. Again, inconsistent. For me, this is the worst year I've ever seen in terms of Rivals and Champs feeling so different. Not that Rivals is always perfect, but I feel Rivals tends to be a lot better. I just think it's so frustrating playing a Champs game and then seeing your opponent looks like they're playing one-touch football, pinging it about, and you can barely move. And vice versa, some games it feels great for me and my opponent looks stuck in mud. I've got the best internet possible basically where I live. I've got over 1 gig download. My upload's perfectly fine. Doesn't matter if I'm streaming or yes, it doesn't matter if I'm streaming or I'm playing offline. Nothing seems to just fix me getting gameplay. And nearly everyone I talk to says the exact same thing. I don't get this in any other video game that I play. I've never played a video remotely like FIFA in terms of how bad the inconsistent gameplay is. And again, it's a game-breaking issue. Every year seems to not be fixed. I'm not saying it's the easiest fix, but like I said, other video games seems to fix it right. And then the fifth one I want to talk about is the ridiculous press and 71 depth. I do think you can play out of it, but it ties in to the bad gameplay. Against a lot of people, when the gameplay is good, I can tear them apart and I find it easy. But look here, his team just get instantly on me. I remember the Champs gameplay this weekend was absolutely awful. I could barely do a thing. It feels like it's not you playing. So really, the inconsistent gameplay and just inconsistent things in general is one of the biggest issues with this game. For me, 71 depth, I think, is a big issue because of the gameplay. I think like if that wasn't an issue gameplay, it wouldn't be as big a deal. But for now, it is a big deal, and a lot of people really struggle with it. I don't think the AI should do so much work for you, in my opinion. I think that is a big issue. There's a lot I could talk about in this video. I could go in depth about a lot more things, but in general speaking, I think this game does have potential, but there's a lot of big issues for it. Maybe we'll do another video where I look more in depth at other things. There's a lot we can talk about. I'm going to do a video as well where I talk about some of the best things about the game. Appreciate you guys watching. Of course, let me know if you've got any questions, any disagreements. Always appreciate some good discussion. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.